Keem, answer that Fousey Tube question real quick, yeah?
No. Stop telling me to answer and then let all these other motherfuckers just keep talking, bro. Like, first of all, Fousey Tube is the founder and the owner, co-founder of Happy Punch. Me and Fousey together created Happy Punch. He's still co-founder and still owner of Happy Punch. The only thing that's changed is Fousey Tube is going through a lot, and he's like in a rehab, and he's like stepped away from the internet. That's it.
Okay, cool. So it's not actually that deep. He's just taking a break from the internet. Okay, fair enough.
Like you wouldn't know, like, from the outside looking in, that Fousey's involved in Happy Punch at all anymore, because he's not involved in anything anymore. You know what I mean? Like, he's gone, and he's been gone ever since his fight. So, like, he said something on his Twitch channel about, you know, he got his company taken away from him or something, and then people ran with that and created all these fucking rumors. It's not true. He's still a fucking part owner of Happy Punch, and he's always going to be a part owner of Happy Punch.
Amazing. That, you see that ending right there, like the TikTok clips of the piano music in the background, that will sound great. Okay, cool. Anyone have any questions for my man?
I have a question, Keem. I know I'm asking you like about the rematch with Deen or Walid. I know you said that if the money's right, but like, are you like planning if to do the rematch like on a future Misfits card?
Well, I was very embarrassed by this entire fucking community, like the online influencer boxing community, of like, oh, we want a rematch, and like all these fans of Shark. Like, it kind of blew my mind, because Shark, if I remember correctly, is like a 3-time Golden Glove, right? Dude, is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
So this is like a skilled boxer, and Deen is like a street boxer.
Yeah,
I just...
and Keem, with the rematch. So obviously, we had you in a space a while ago, and you said obviously, Deen is gonna have 2 fights, and then hopefully the Walid rematch will then happen, because obviously a lot of the fans were just on Dean's Twitter just saying rematching. We want the rematch now. But obviously, do you still kind of see that rematch going ahead after they've both had 1 or 2 fights to kind of build hype around it?
I think there is going to be a rematch, but I just want to let every single one of these like Shark fans know, like, he's not owed a rematch. There's no rematch clause. There's none of that. He had a title shot and he fucking blew it. And this is a guy with way more experience than Deen. Like, it's embarrassing to see you guys on Twitter and be like, rematch, you have to do a rematch. Shark is going to fucking own you. Like, bro, your dude got fucking embarrassed. This is a 3-time Golden Glove champion versus Deen, a street fighter. Like, it's embarrassing for you to fucking
Deen has boxing experience.
That dude.
I feel like you can't really say just because like you see someone get their ass beat. It was a really good fight, and I mean, to be fair, everybody would love to see Deen and Walid fight again, if I'm being honest, because it was a really close fight.
I understand people wanting to see the rematch. That's not really what I was talking about. Maybe I used the wrong
I think
choice
you were
of
saying
words.
Kind of
but
straight
there was
after. Yeah, go on.
There was people acting like Shark got robbed somehow, and like he got scammed somehow. And it was like, no, he didn't. He was fucking dazed and confused and lost.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah,
no,
he
yeah,
lost
that's
fair and
my
square.
bad, my bad. My bad, Keem. Nah, yeah, I
Hey,
agree. People, I mean, I was seeing on Twitter too, everybody was just going ham because they were saying like Wiley got robbed and all that BS, and while I was reading them, I was like, dude, it's boxing. This is what happens. I mean, we can see them go at it again. That's if they want to, if them and their whole team agree with it, So it's all up to that.
Hey, Keem, you'll love this because I know you're kind of learning the boxing side of what we were talking about the other night. But I was talking with your fighter, Deen, who actually is from Tampa like me, and we were in a space the other day, and he actually was setting up that right hand for a couple rounds, which I found kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Keem, with with Fousey, obviously, you said he's kind of taken a break and he's kind of stepped back. Can you say kind of what he wants to do? Does he want to come back and kind of is he at one point going to start posting it on socials, or is he kind of going to lay low and just kind of focus on Happy Punch as an actual business rather than the kind of social media side of things?
I really don't know what the future for Fousey is. Like, I really have no idea. He's like, what people probably know if you're a Fousey fan is that he's battled mental health his entire life.
Mm.
And, you know, he got in the best shape of his life. He, you know, ate perfectly, like, you know, had the best diet in the world. He had the best workouts. You saw him before that Deji fight, like how good he looked. And
Yeah,
then what happened is I think like endorphins and like being super healthy and working out as much as he was, like everything was positive, everything was working, and then bam, disaster, right? That L from fighting Deji, having to refix his nose, it just sent him in a spiral, and he just could not get out of it. And he had to just like leave and get some serious help, and that's what he's doing. But when he comes back, what he wants to focus on is he has the knowledge of how he got in shape, and like he wants to be able to help other people get in shape and whatnot. So he's going to work on a bunch of fitness stuff and help other people get in shape.
I'd love to
fair
see.
enough.
Fousey work again in the boxing space. He has potential, like 100%. I'd love to see Fousey fight. It's just that, like,
Dude, we are all missing Fousey and Happy Punch greatly. And I know Dean is. Like Dean was really close to Fousey, but it's like our boy needs a break, you know? He needs to go get fixed.
yeah, I agree. I think Fousey should definitely like. I think he should work on like the stiffness that he has. I don't know if that's like um some like private personal stuff that like nobody knows about, but I, I'd I'd love to see Fousey just like lay low and just work on like rotating himself a little bit more and like understanding like movement and all that a little bit more, and then just see him fight again. And then I feel like if he gets everything down, he'll just be like, I could see him being top level, you know, because you said that mental stuff like that can really take you somewhere. So
Can
Yeah,
I add something to that real quick?
yeah. Sorry, quickly before you say that, I just want to say something. It's a bit off topic, but Amanda Serrano is fighting in Jordan ones. I don't know.
Well,
I
That's
was
she
No,
literally
they're
waiting
Ev,
for a chance to
boxing
say
shoes that are
this.
shaped like
yeah,
Jordan. Bro.
oh, okay.
Ev, she actually fought Taylor in 13s, I believe, or sixes. So she always has kind of worn
Yeah.
Jordans as
Yo,
like her shoes. It's pretty cool.
But
can
how's
you
the fight
invite
going?
could you invite Breezy to speak?
Breezy,
Yeah, I
breezy.
got you. I got you. I'll do that.
Oh,
The sport's not for everyone. I'm just gonna get to that. The sport's not for everyone. And he had two shots, and I don't think he wants to roll the dice again about it.
mm.
I feel like he does though, because like I know
And
boxing is.
plus, like, let me. And you said if he had everything down, he would be a great boxer. I agree, but that's the case for everyone. If I had all the
De-
what's it called, intangibles of
Mhm.
boxing, I would be the greatest ever.
But
Same with
Desmond,
Listen,
at the
I
with
same
can
point,
everyone
tell
in
you
the
this
world.
right
oh,
now.
sorry, King.
I can tell you this right now. You know, I'm probably one of the closest people to Fousey, just on like a straight up friend level. Fousey could be an insane, like, great boxer. He definitely could. His issue isn't training, isn't learning technique, isn't any of that. His issue is all mental, 100% mental.
And the problem with
Keem,
that is he gets too emotionally attached with fights. It happened with the Slim. It happened near the end with the Deji. It's just something he has to work on, like not getting emotionally attached to the fight. I'm
No,
pretty
Keem,
sure
he
Wade talked about it right before the fight
he
happened.
literally he literally can't box because of like he's not mentally like a fighter. You know what I mean? If I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, I know
No,
what you mean.
I think I get what you
I mean,
mean.
he doesn't
Keem, do
have
you
that
feel like
mental fightness, but like he definitely has the mentality of not giving up, which suits him. To be fair,
Keem, do you feel like in the big moment with Deji, he kind of froze a bit mentally? Is that kind of you think what happened, or
Oh yeah, it's everything. It's literally like it's all mental. It's all like, dude, the fight with Slim, like all his training went out the fucking roof, and
right?
he just kept moving forward and moving forward. And here's the thing: there's no like knocking out Fousey either. Like he's not gonna. He's just gonna keep fighting forever and like do everything wrong. It's like it's just all mental with Fousey.
And to Desmond, to be fair, man, like Ryan, and not comparing Fuji to Ryan Garcia, but Ryan Garcia lost his first 3 amateur fights. Deji lost 3 fights. I mean, it's not fair to say he could never box again, or it's just not for him. I mean, fuck it. Sometimes it just takes time.
I'm telling you right now, once Fousey like gets everything in the bag, he'll be a top level boxer. You know,
I mean, amateur fights, you could come back from those since hell, Vidal has 7 losses in the amateurs.
Yeah, but you
And
also have
but
to
he's a
understand.
great ass boxer in the pros. Talk
You
Keem.
al- you also have to understand that Fuzi's probably got like over $150,000 in like plastic surgery with like nose being
Right.
broken and just
Right.
all this other shit. It's like, dude, it
Yeah.
is not that is not what he wants to do. Like I
Mm.
think he spent like almost all the money he made on the Deji fight on just getting healthy again. He had a broken nose, he had a lot of injuries. It's like
Mm.
it's just not it's not for
I mean,
Fousey.
what one thing that we were talking about that I feel like could be something that happens with Fuzi is obviously, KSI has obviously said Jake is the end goal. After Jake, he's not planning on fighting. But I think this was Most Wanted that said that. He said that like you kind of miss the feeling of being in the ring. You kind of miss the feeling of training, the kind of build up to the fight. And do you feel like there's no possibility that Fuzi will come back, or do you feel like he could kind of get that feeling where he just kind of misses being involved in the sport and he wants to come back and try again?
I don't think so. If he went to me and he said, "Look, I really want to fight Keem. What should I do?" I would just say no. I would advise
Um,
him not
Tell
to
him to
do.
go spar.
and
Don't
and
tell him to go have a
I would
harsh fight.
say this.
Nah,
If he really
Keem's
wanted to
right,
come
yo.
back to
By the way, I've been listening to this. Keem's 100% right, dude. Like, Boozy doesn't need to fight anymore.
mm,
There's
Facts.
no. I understand that people are
sorry,
like, oh, if he just tried this and tried that. No.
mm.
When
No,
Keem
to be
says
fair,
he doesn't have a fighter's mentality. I think what he's trying to say is that Fousey works hard at a lot of things, and when he puts his mind to something, he genuinely goes for it. Everything is in it. But
mm,
there does have to be a bit of that want to be violent, right? That
yeah,
want to hurt, that want to, scrap. And you can't just look at it as a sport sometimes. When things get hard in boxing, you got to have a little dog, And I'm not saying that
yeah,
Fousey doesn't have a dog in life, but it's different in a fight, you got to be able to have a little malice, And I think speaking with Yusuf as much as I have, he's just a good hearted guy and genuinely just wants to do what do what he loves. He talked to me about the same thing, the fitness stuff,
mm,
and I think he's just a guy that doesn't need to step back in. There's certain people that just, sports not for them and it's not going to benefit him. He's had how many surgeries on his nose now? But what I do see out of Yusuf is what I saw with working with him on the DAZN card. The guy's a brilliant commentator presenter. He's brilliant.
I would love
yeah,
to see
yeah.
Fousey on the commentator.
With you
There's
especially,
a
Wade.
Bro,
With you
think
especially,
about it
by the
this
way.
way. Think about it this way. Guys like me, right? I'm blessed with the opportunity to do it. But Yusuf was doing it before I ever thought about being on YouTube or anything else. He was on TV. He was on doing stuff with Nickelodeon and all these bigger, he was in movies and stuff. The guy is a natural when it comes to presentation, being in front of camera, speaking. He's a natural.
Mm,
So it's like 100%. It just makes all the sense in the world. When we were in Austin, it was like, and Keem talking about the mental side of it. I don't like to, I don't want to talk about Yusuf in ways that I don't really know him, but when we were in Austin, he was always just kind of looking for that reassurance, like, yo, how you think I'm doing, whatever. I'm like, bro, you ain't got to ask me. You got this on lock better than I do. Like, you got it. You know what I mean? It's you, bro. So I think that if he was to come back in any way, I would love to see him in a presenter role. I think he's great in it, man.
I feel like
I think on top of that, I think where Fousey would be really good is like training like basic like boxing techniques, just like basic like introduction to boxing and like a online video like form. So someone can be like at home with a punching bag, you know, and just like learn the basics, learn the punches and shit like that. Fousey would crush at that. And that would be something that I'm sure a lot of people would like sign up for I don't know, like $5 a month to get Fousey videos. Like, or he can work with our fighters in that aspect. Like, there's so much potential that FouseyTube has, and I can't wait until he's healthy again and can get back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
So sorry, most one, you got your hand up. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, I was gonna wait for like obviously that Fousey thing to. I don't want to like change the
Oh,
subject.
okay, that's cool. All right, okay. Can I ask one more
But yeah,
question?
go on.
And all right, cool. Yeah, keep. I was gonna say, obviously, ignore obviously all the things that he's kind of had to do after. But does Fousey enjoy boxing as a sport?
Oh my God, yes, yeah.
So do you feel like even if he doesn't get back in the ring, do you feel like he'll still be training and everything, kind of maybe sparring every here and there?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I think he does that. Like even when he was going through like all this shit after the Deji fight. You know, he gained a lot of weight like right away because he was like, you know, first of all, he's on the greatest diet ever, and then after the fight, he's eating junk food to feel better because he's got a broken
Yeah.
nose and all this shit. He gained a bunch of weight, and so they got depressed about that. So I'm like, get your ass back in the gym. So he was going to the gym and he was like doing like boxing type workout stuff, like he did to get prepared for the fight. Lost the weight down, started feeling a little bit better, but yeah, I think he'll still train. Like for my 40th birthday, I was in Las Vegas and this musical artist by the name of Mickey Avalon went and performed at my birthday party. And I'm like, fuck, you're in shape, dude. Like, I'm like, what do you do? He's like, oh, I do boxing. So there's like that's a thing. Like people just train boxing just like as their exercise, but don't actually box anyone.
I relate
Yeah,
to
yeah.
that.
I hear that, and yeah. Before I give it to most, I just want to say one thing. It's more of a statement. It was just at Misfits 1, obviously, when Fousey fought Deji. After, because to get from ringside to backstage, you got to kind of walk through some little passageway. It was crazy. Fousey was walking with his I think his trainers or one of his boys or something. Someone tried to take off his glasses because obviously he had the bruise and everything. Someone tried to take off his glasses. It was crazy, but yeah, yeah. Most wanted. If you want to go on to your point now.
Nah, I was just gonna ask, obviously, Keem and Wade and whoever else might know about obviously Paul Bamba's future in this space. Obviously, I know Paul Bamba was just saying he's gonna be fighting Anthony Taylor next. I was just not sure if that was the case or not.
Wait, Paul said that tonight?
I mean, he was beefing with Keem, and I was just gonna ask Keem because he was going
No,
back and
no,
forth.
no, 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 no. So here's the deal. Paul's been like trying his hardest to get a